Hey everyone, in today's class we're going to be going over two basic sequences, one for kicks, one for escapes. And I use these in my own training a lot just to focus on the fundamentals, but also focus on stringing them together into a different sequence. Now once we're done with this, I would encourage you to go ahead, take these and remix them, so make them your own. But first, we're going to go ahead and we are going to just warm up a little bit, move our joints around a bit. So first, shoulders forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And shoulders backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now we're going to twist and you're going to rotate on the ball of your foot opposite. So if I'm twisting this way, this foot is on the ball. Boom. So just give some twists. Always feels good. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Now we're going to do some giros de tronco, still warming up that back and that core. Now, the point here is not to go super far back and be like Neo from the Matrix right off the bat, but just really to make a circle with your hands. And we're just going to do that here, making a circle. Giro de tronco literally means spinning of the torso, the trunk. And we're going to go the other way. Make sure you breathe out and keep your chin to your chest. 2. So the more comfortable or the warmer you get, the more your hips can go forward and your back goes backwards. All right. So we're going to do a few more. 3, 4. And remember, you're making a circle with your hands. It doesn't have to be the biggest circle ever, but as long as you're making that circle with your hands, you'll be getting the full range of motion that you're trying to achieve here. 6, 8. Don't forget to breathe out. It's always the hardest part. All right, last one. Good. So ginga with me here. Now, with our knee bent, we're going to go up, out, in. So just watching here, we stop, we go up, we go out, and we go in. And then we ginga once, up, out, in. Really getting those hips warmed up. All right, so ginga with me. And together here. Boom. Remember to watch your breath the whole time. Good. Make sure you're breathing, switching your arms up. All right, 2 mais, 2 more. And again, if you're having a hard time remembering to breathe as you do this, exaggerate it at first. It took me a while of really exaggerating my breathing as I was kicking and doing movements to make it more natural. So here, we're gonna do the same thing, but with our legs outstretched. So keep doing ginga as I talk. We're gonna have our leg outstretched. Key thing is that I don't care how high your leg goes. We're trying to warm up, get our muscles firing, get them moving again. So it doesn't need to be high, but your kicking leg must be straight and your base leg must be bent. All right, so same motion, up, out, in. On 3, 1, 2, 3, up, out, in. Definitely making sure that you're breathing out. 1 ginga. Up, out, in. Good. And up, out, in. There you go. Good, good, good. Making sure you're breathing every time, switching your hands for balance. Two more. Good, so ginga with me. Now we're gonna build up this sequence of 4 kicks one by one. All right, we're just gonna practice as we go. So the first kick is gonna be meia lua de frente. 1, 2, 3, freeze here. So your left foot should be back if you're mirroring me. We're gonna step up and just meia lua de frente. But instead of coming all the way back to here, we're going to step that foot down. Now I'm going to do my very best not to kick the corner of my wall. But from here, we're in entrada, right? Nice solid base. I'm going to turn for my armada. Again, making sure I'm looking first. Head always comes first. Then the shoulders, then the knees and toes, without kicking your surrounding area. All right, so it's just a step, turn, armada. Keeping in mind that as you start to link things together, the form of your first couple movements may suffer. There's actually like a physiological term for that. I'm sorry, I don't remember what it is, but as you do a sequence of movements, you're focused on the end and the beginning can suffer. So try and take your time, piece by piece by piece. Together, here. 1, 2, 3, going to your right, meia lua de frente, step it, turn, make sure you're looking first, then your shoulders, then your knees and toes. Good. Good. 1, 2, 3, meia lua de frente, armada. Good. 1, 2, 3, meia lua de frente, armada. I'm adjusting a little bit from my surroundings here. I'm sure you're doing the same thing at home. Doesn't mean we have bad form, it just means we're not taking out our foot or the wall. 1, 2, last one, 3. All right, good. So now, ginga with me as we go over the next step. So we're just gonna add on that third kick, all right? That third kick is gonna be a queixada. So it'll be a very basic addition. Like I said, this isn't meant to be complicated. It's meant to be more of a training tool for linking movements together, as well as do 10 sets of these, and you've done 40 kicks. Good for conditioning. So here, 1, 2, 3. Meia lua de frente. Then the armada. Now here, all I'm gonna do is gonna turn to esquiva para trás. And I'm gonna come up queixada. And I'm ready to go. All right. So other side, 1, 2, 3. Armada. Now we pivot. Again, protecting here. Come up. Queixada. All right. Now that queixada lands, and if you're comfortable with that, you can just go straight into the next meia lua de frente. For me, I need to ginga a little bit in my space to make sure that I am using the space appropriately and not accidentally kicking the base or the wall. So be aware of your space. If you can fluidly go into this back and forth, awesome. You will see me do ginga in between for the reasons I just said. So we're gonna do a couple more, all right? 1, 2, 3. Meia lua de frente, armada, pivot, queixada. Make sure you're breathing for each kick, all right? 1, 2, 3. Good. Two more. Dois, três. Good. Dois, três. All right, so now we're gonna add on this fourth movement. So keep doing ginga with me, keep yourselves nice and warm. Fourth movement, meia luz de compasso. So we're doing 2 kicks one way, 2 kicks the other direction. Here we go. Dois, três. Meia luz de frente. Armada. Queixada. Now from here, same thing with the queixada. All we're gonna do is we're gonna pivot our feet, lean forward for that meia luz na base, and kick the compasso around. And remember, as you land your compasso, I'm here. I didn't pop right up here. This is just offering up your head to somebody else, and that's a bad day for you. So, land low, and then come up. And again, the way this all works out, if you want to flow it together a little bit more, you can go straight from one to the next and just keep going side to side to side to side. Again, be mindful of your space, but you can do that, especially if you have a spot to train outside or a bigger space. You can definitely just flow and see how good your stamina is and how good your breathing is. All right. Here, we're gonna do the other side. So to your left, dois, três. Breathing the whole time. There you go. See, nice and smooth, 4 kicks, but they're just basics. So it doesn't have to be overly complicated to make a nice sequence. Something that you can train and can work you and your endurance and your muscles. We're gonna do a couple more. All right. So here, dois, três. Perfect. Try and keep that steady rhythm as you go. One more. Dois, três. All right. Yee. So that was the basic kick combination that we're going to do. We're going to do a basic escape combination. Now, these two, the way I'm going to go over them, do not fit together. This is for solo training, so it's not meant to be a partner sequence in any way, shape, or form. You can always switch it around, and again, just like with the kicks, you can switch that around. If you wanted to play with it and make it a partner sequence, please do. Let me know how it goes. Send me your sequence, and I would love to see it. So with the escape sequence here, we're gonna go here. We're just gonna start off with esquiva lateral. So, dois, três. Step out, esquiva lateral. And again, keeping in mind that my bent knee should be at about a 90-degree angle. My straight leg is not actually straight. There's a little bit of a bend to my knee because I don't want a locked out knee in case somebody falls on it. Everybody, we all like our knees, so bend it so that it'll give instead of break. And I'm up on the side of my foot. You can actually put something underneath my foot there. So this is all just little nitpicky pieces of the form that I don't want you to lose as we put together this sequence. Here, I'm protected. And then as I come up, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shift back to that straight leg, put my feet a little bit closer together, not too close, but you want them about hip width, and cocorinha here. So again, you don't want your feet too close because that'll put a lot of strain on your knees if they're super close together here. Because we do cocorinha with a flat foot, knees apart, it's basically you're squatting. You're just hanging out here. So, knees wider apart so you don't have unnecessary strain on your knees. One hand down, other hand up, and then from here, all we're gonna do is stand up and go the way our elbow is pointing and ginga. So just 2 escapes, nice and easy. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Stepping out, esquiva lateral, coming back, cocorinha. Step out, ginga. Good work. 1, 2, 3. Don't forget to breathe out as you esquiva. Not only is it good to control your breathing and make sure you don't get overly tired or winded. 1, 2, 3. But in an esquiva, if somebody actually does hit you in the stomach, you won't have the wind knocked out of you. Your muscles will be a little bit more tense. It'll hurt a little bit less, as opposed to just in the soft underbelly. That's not good. So here, 1, 2, 3. And out. Good. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I almost forgot what I was doing. Like I said, you focus on the end and the beginning suffers. Happens to me all the time. So here, 1, 2, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3. Good. So now we're going to add on an esquiva baixa. All right. So this is a chain of things, but there's a lot of back and forth that you'll notice. So here, 1, 2, 3. Esquiva lateral, cocorinha. And now from here, and we were going back into our ginga, right? With the way our elbow is pointing, we're just gonna step out like we're gonna go back into our ginga. Esquiva baixa here. All right. Now, very simple, just protecting your face. Really low ginga here, and then we're gonna come back up. Boom. Other side. 2, 3. Esquiva lateral, cocorinha. Step out, esquiva baixa. Good. A couple more. 1, 2, 3. Esquiva lateral, cocorinha, esquiva baixa. And up. 1, 2, 3. Esquiva lateral, cocorinha, esquiva baixa. Good. All right, so we're gonna add on the last piece, which is a troca. All right, so before we do it all together, I wanna talk about the troca. So the troca means switch. And in esquiva baixa here, you're switching your feet so that you're here in negativa instead. What I see all the time is students going here and here. It's not wrong, but you have no control. If you focus on this and this is how you learn how to go into negativa, you will always be advancing with your troca. And you don't want to do that. There may not be space there. So what you need to focus on instead is here. The front leg comes back under your hips. So the ball of your foot is your base. Your hips are your center of gravity. And that's also where I'm going to be sitting. So put the ball of your foot under your hips, and then your straight leg or your back leg comes forward. And again, I put my foot off to the side so that my knee is not locked out straight up and down. Again, pressure on it here versus pressure on it here, especially because I'm going to be here. It'll just go into the floor as opposed to snap. So here, my calf will also help break that fall because I'll be having my calf on the floor if somebody accidentally steps on me here. But foot not straight up, lay it off to the side. All right. So one more time. The troca, step back and forward, and then switch your hands. I kind of almost fall into it. If you're feeling fancy or you're like, hey, tally, way too easy. Style points, always important in capoeira. We're going to go here and you're gonna hop it. And the reason why you do that is because you can control where you're going with it. If I'm in esquiva baixa here and I need to move forward, I hopped it forward a little bit. My base foot moved forward slightly. I was able to guide where I'm going with that base hand. If I need to go back, there. And I don't get all tangled up. So you give a little bit of hop, just like an inch or so that your feet have clearance to move around and adjust as necessary. So to put this all into the full sequence that we've been working on, here's what we're gonna do. Ginga with me. 1, 2, to your right, 3, esquiva lateral, and step back, cocorinha, step out, esquiva baixa, and now here's the troca. Remember, back, forward, switch. We're just gonna do a half a hole, me personally, because space, but here. So, hole, hand, bring your foot to that back hand. You should be nice and bent here. This, not okay. There's no base here. Your hips should not be below your head. Your hips should not be above your head. I'm upside down, so I got no excuse there. But keep your head above your hips. It doesn't have to be a lot. And that also, if you look at how my legs are bent, much stronger here, much more resistant to a takedown, much more easily adaptable. Also, I mean, if I'm here in entrada, then I can kick. But protecting here, and then I'm just gonna come up and around. So other side. 1, 2, 3. Esquiva lateral, cocorinha, esquiva baixa. I'm gonna shift here, and then again, half hole. My hips are below my head. Sorry for the confusion last time around. Protecting my head. Come up. You can either just pivot, or I like to step out. All right, 2 more. 1, 2, more fluid this time. 3, remembering to breathe. There we go. Now you notice that time I swept my foot. Sweep your foot, pick up your foot. Tomato, tomato. 1, 2, 3. Esquiva lateral, cocorinha, esquiva baixa, troca, hole. All right, great work. Like I said, very simple sequences. This esquiva one, great for leg day. You're going side, up, down, all over the place. Got some good lunges in there. You'll feel a little stretch in your psoas, I'm sure, or maybe mine are just super tight. But legs, and then also your kicks. So you can work these to start linking these together. If you want to change up how any of this works, again, please do. These are building blocks. Capoeira is like a language. I teach you words, some phrases, but I want you to come up with your own style of speaking. So for example, if you wanted to, I don't know, those 4 things here. Armada, meio de passo, step out, meio de frente, step, queixada. That's another series of 4. The exact same movements, just in a different way. So play around with it, play around with the escapes. Let me know what you come up with. Until then, keep training. Use these as a great conditioning and technique tool. I'll see you in the next video.